Have you ever heard of a language that's basically a time capsule? I mean, a language that carries the echoes of 15th century Spain, the wisdom of the Ottoman Empire, and the deep sorrow of the 20th century, all wrapped into one? Well, today we're diving into Ladino, the beautiful, kind of haunting language of the Sephardic Jews. So let's get into it and uncover some of its secrets. So let's start with a little piece of its soul. Quien topa un amigo, topa un tesoro. It means, whoever finds a friend finds a treasure. This one simple, elegant proverb, it gives us our first taste of Ladino's warmth, and you can just feel how much it values human connection. This little phrase really opens the door to a whole new world. So let's step inside. So what exactly is this language? Okay, I want you to imagine the Spanish spoken back in the time of Ferdinand and Isabella, right before Columbus even set sail. Now, picture that exact language being packed up, carried across the Mediterranean, and basically preserved, almost like it was in amber, for over 500 years. And that, right there, that's the heart of Ladino. To really get it, you've got to look at the words themselves. At first glance, yeah, it looks a whole lot like modern Spanish. But when you listen, when you really listen, you can hear 5 centuries of history baked right into its sound and its vocabulary. For instance, just take a look at these words. Okay, check this out. Casa for house, mercar for to buy, vestido for dress. To a Spanish speaker, these are totally understandable, but they just sound different, don't they? They hold on to this older sound, this older phonetic quality. It's almost like looking at a faded photograph of a language. It's Spanish for sure, but a Spanish from a completely different era. And that's because Ladino, or Judeo-Spanish, as it's also called, is so much more than just an old dialect. It's a true linguistic tapestry. Yeah, its foundation is Old Spanish, but woven into that are threads of Hebrew for all things religious, and then Turkish, Greek, and Arabic from all the new places the Sephardim called home for centuries. It really is the language of a journey. And here's something I find absolutely fascinating. If you really want to get to the heart of a culture, you don't just open a grammar book, right? You listen to its folk wisdom. And in Ladino, that wisdom is just perfectly captured in its thousands of proverbs, or refranes. Take this one, for example. Quien se quema in the shorva azaplai and the yogurt. We'd say once burned, twice shy, right? But notice the details here. The hot soup, the cool yogurt. It's this universal lesson about learning from your mistakes, but it's told with this distinctly Sephardic Eastern Mediterranean flavor. It's so specific and so brilliant. Or what about this one, which feels just as true today as it must have centuries ago? Di boca in boca va fina a Roma. A story, a piece of news, maybe a little gossip. It travels from one person to the next until, before you know it, it feels like the entire world knows. It's such a timeless take on just how small our communities can feel, and man, how fast news can travel. And you simply cannot talk about this folklore without talking about Joha. He's this legendary character who's kind of a fool, but at the same time, he's shockingly wise. There are countless stories about him, all of them funny, and they teach these little lessons about life and human nature with this clever wink. He's just this beloved figure that really embodies the humor and the spirit of the culture. But there's another side to this. The language isn't just a container for wisdom and humor. And this next part is, well, it's just heartbreaking. Ladino is also a profound record of historical pain. The story of this language is completely inseparable from the story of Sephardic exile and tragedy. This timeline really puts it all into perspective. So it starts in 1492. The Jews are expelled from Spain, and they take their language with them. For centuries, it thrives in places like Greece, Turkey, the Balkans. It becomes the language of everyday life. But then, the 1940s. The Holocaust absolutely decimated the heartlands of the Ladino-speaking world, and the language was pushed right to the very edge of extinction. And that experience is literally etched into the language. Just listen to this piece of a Ladino poem. Ceniza y fumo volando, cayendo en un sueño malo sin salvación. Ash and smoke, flying, falling, in a bad dream without salvation. The words are so simple, but they carry this immense, crushing weight of history. The language itself became a living testament to that survival, and to a loss that is just almost too big to comprehend. But here's the thing. Despite all of that, the story doesn't end in tragedy. Ladino is a language of incredible resilience. And today, there's this passionate, determined fight to keep its legacy alive for a whole new generation. And this isn't just wishful thinking. There are real people doing incredible work right now. You've got organizations like the National Authority for Ladino and the Ladino Preservation Council that are completely dedicated to this mission. People are writing new textbooks, universities are teaching courses, and online, you see this new generation connecting with the music, the stories, and the pure beauty of their ancestors' language. It's really happening. Which brings us to a final thought. Ladino is still critically endangered. It's spoken by only a handful of people, and most of them are elderly. Its fate really does hang in the balance. And it leaves us with this question that goes so much bigger than just this one language. What is lost when a language disappears? It's not just a bunch of words. It's an entire way of seeing the world, a treasure trove of stories, of memories, of humor. It's the key to a culture's very soul. And you have to ask, what do we all lose when that key is gone forever?